Hello and welcome to episode 3 of the Harris Horror Hour. I'm your host, Ragin' Rose. I'm here today with...
Bloodbath Bobby.
Clockwork Chrissy.
And today is my favorite day. It's the Italian horror episode. I'm excited. Are you guys excited?
Yeah.
I'm very excited.
So we're going to start off the show with our recent views, movies that we've recently watched since our last show, which Bobby and I have a list.
Yeah, I got like it kind of looks like a wheel how long this list is.
Go ahead, Bob.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yep, get it
Alright,
out the
I got
way.
Repo, The Genetic Opera, Kazai Tray comes in a little glass vial.
Little glass vial.
A little glass vial.
The Crazies, the remake. Duel, the TV movie, which when everyone else says what their watches were, we'll touch base on that a little bit.
Yeah.
Burnt Offerings, which I've never seen, and I finally watched it, and I really enjoyed it. It's a Karen Black movie, real good. Killjoy 3, I cannot say the same about that. Pumpkinhead 2, The Car, House of Wax remake, Jacko, Cry Wolf, Salem's Lot, the original, Hell Night, The Wicker Man, the original, which was great too.
Yes, it was.
And The Changeling. That is my list.
God damn.
Yeah. Busy month for me, horror-wise.
Yeah. Well, on my list, it's also Duel. Demons, Suspiria, Demons 2, Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1956, which was good. Then I also watched I believe it's 1978 version, Donald Sutherland and Jeff Goldblum.
Recently, I haven't watched that much horror, but I did watch Scream the other day, which that movie always amazes me because it still stands the test of time and still awesome, which I think in 20 years I'll still say the same thing. No one can tell me otherwise. And also Duel by Steven Spielberg.
Let's just get the Duel. Let's just get the Duel right now.
Duel's out of control. Fucking McCloud.
Duel is a movie that apparently came out in, what was it, 1972, I believe, and our father was talking about it, and he said, he saw it on El Rey Network, and he said, you guys have to watch this movie, it's great, and you know, like most kids do, we're just like, okay, Dad, and we kind of shrugged it off, but then we wound up watching it that day anyway, and it turned into a great choice to watch it.
Well, it's starring Butch Reynolds, the brother of Burt.
That's what he looks like.
And let's just say this guy, for that horror challenge, I should have picked him as the biggest.
You're right.
Because Butch, he nearly let his wife get raped.
At a party while he just sat there.
Yeah, he sat there and watched.
He didn't even say anything. She said, you could have at least said something.
Exactly. Then you got him getting chased off the road. He jazzed up some guy at a fucking truck stop.
It's not even the guy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need you to stop it.
I'm gonna get the cops involved.
All in all, it's a great movie, though. I recommend everyone checking that one out.
And it's Steven Spielberg at his early times. That was before Jaws, I believe,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, way before Jaws.
So.
This is, it says on here, 1971, and it's directed by Steven Spielberg, and the star is Dennis Weaver as David Mann.
Butch Reynolds.
Cloud.
Alright, before we jump into these movies, we want to inform all you listeners out there that you can find us through these social media sites. On Facebook, you have to send us a friend request, and our name is Harris Hour. On Twitter, you can follow us at Harris Horror, and on Instagram, you can follow us at Harris Horror Hour.
The preview you are about to watch is for a movie that is unlike any you have ever seen before. It is for a movie that goes beyond temporary fear to everlasting terror. It is a movie called Demons. Yes, the demons are coming, and they're coming for you. Warning, if you have the courage to see demons, sit near an exit. Otherwise, you might never get out. In your theater, who will survive the touch of the demons and who will not? Demons. With music by Billy Idol, Motley Crue, The Adventures, Rick Springfield, and Saxon. This is no dream. This is happening right now. And it could be happening to you. Demons. They will make cemeteries their cathedrals, and the cities will be your tombs. Will you survive it? Demons.
Today we will be discussing the Italian horror movies Dario Argento Presents Lamberto Bava's Demons and Dario Argento's Suspiria, which are two great Italian horror movies. The cast for Demons is Urbano Barberini, Natasha Hovey, Carl Zinni. The original release date is May 30th, 1986. The original film budget was $1.8 million. The IMDb summary is a group of people are trapped in a large movie theater in West Berlin that is infected by ravenous demons who proceed to kill and possess the humans one by one, thereby multiplying their numbers. The average IMDb rating is 6.6 out of 10. Basically, the only thing with these movies are it's kind of hard to find information on the Italian horror. I don't know if it's because it's so old or what, but you just have to do what you have to do, I guess. The summary, my summary for it is the film starts off in Berlin. A young woman named Cheryl is getting on the subway alone. Although the subway car has people on it, none are wearing the mask that she keeps seeing in the reflection on the window as the subway train is moving. She gets off of the train at her stop. Of course, she is the only person that gets off and the only person at the stop, except for the masked phantom. She tries to run from him, but he eventually catches up to her. All the suspense of the chase was to simply hand her a free movie ticket. She asks him for a second ticket. She and her classmate decide to ditch their plans to go to class and see the movie instead. When they get to the theater, everything seems normal. They wind up catching up with some strange guys that are also there to see the movie. The theater is almost full and the movie begins. As demons begin to take over the movie, they also begin to take over the theater. Things are happening inside the theater, people are beginning to change, and there is no way out. As Cheryl and the other moviegoers try to quickly find a way out, time is running out, and everyone is changing into demons. Okay, and we're going to touch base now on Demons. Bob?
Alright, well, first off, that fucking mask is unbelievably cool. You got...
What, the guy's mask?
Yeah, the masked phantom. That's what he's cast as.
The mask too. Well, that guy was creepy as shit.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the guy.
I mean,
I'm talking about the mask at the
take
movie.
nothing from some weirdo with hats on the face plate.
Yeah. Didn't your mother ever tell you not to talk to strangers? I like the group of people at the movie theater. I like how they pretty much touched base on that and got you to see a little bit of everyone there. Tony the Pimp is my man.
I'm still trying to figure out why there are two blind guys in these movies. Why? What is a blind guy doing at a movie theater? You know what he's doing at a movie theater? Asking his person that he walks around with what's happening in the movie.
I assumed that was his wife.
Whatever. She was banging some other dude.
Yeah, well,
I said that's like his niece or something.
Who knows?
either way, man, she was getting her freak on when he was sitting there trying to figure out what the fuck's going on in the movie. I felt bad for him. All he wanted to know was the plot. How many people are there? What are they doing now? The movie was cool too, though.
Yeah, it's a movie within a movie, and as they're watching that, all the crazy stuff that is happening on the screen is happening in real life.
And
Ooh.
you know it's a good movie when Motley Crue's song "Save Your Soul," no, "Save Our Souls," is in the movie soundtrack.
Yes.
I agree.
Yes, it's not even on the original movie soundtrack. It's on the movie that's in the movie.
Well, see, that we kind of left out the biggest part too. If it wasn't for Tony the Pimp bringing his two hoes, Rosemary, if Rosemary would have never tried on the mask and cut herself in the face, which I like how everything unfolded on the big screen, basically telling them what was.
Possibly nothing would have happened.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't. That just proves the point that you can't take hookers anywhere. Nice.
Bitches be tripping, you. See something silver or gold, they want to grab it.
Yeah, well, like I said, the mask was cool. I don't know if I'd have went as far as trying it on, but I really like how things slowly begin to progress with her after trying the mask on.
The makeup effects in this movie
Pretty.
are both
Yeah.
great and disgusting at the
Yeah.
same time. Like that thing on her face, I wanted to throw up.
bubbling effect.
Oh, the teeth is what got me.
Oh, the teeth?
Yeah.
And the
Oh.
eyes were good too. The
Yeah.
contacts were back then.
Yeah, this is 1986?
85.
85?
I think it
Yeah.
was filmed in 85, didn't get shown until 86.
Yeah.
Over
it's-
here, anyway.
Yeah.
But that's all I gotta say right now. I mean, we'll go a little more into the movie.
Some fun facts that we found out about the movie are that the video game Silent Hill plays homage to the film. The theater in the game is also called the Metropole, which that's the name of the theater
In the movie.
in the movie. And apparently they also have posters hanging in the game, at the theater, in the game, that advertise demons.
Pretty sweet.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go buy Silent Hill now.
I have it. It's pretty freaky game. And Lamberto Bava has said that this was his personal favorite of all the films that he's directed.
I can see why. You look at
It's-
some of the
it's great.
shots in this movie when they're barricading themselves in the theater, and you have all that big old swarm of demons coming up that. Well, I guess it was like a ramp, so well lit ramp. That's an unbelievable shot. I love that shot.
It is. It's great. And they also pulled it off in Demons 2. Also,
Yeah.
they have the same kind of similar shot. And I know that we shouldn't talk about Demons 2 as much, but it is the notable mention, and it is just as good as the first.
It's
It's-
combo.
It's
Yeah.
kind of a different thing, though. It happens in an apartment building instead
Let-
of a movie
Let me
theater.
ask you something. If you're at a movie theater and you see some shit like that go down, because what was it? Rosemary got the Star
We
Trek-
should mention too that the infection, I guess the demon infection, doesn't go through bites or anything like that. It's through the blood. They were scratching people, and they were getting it through stuff like that.
Well, Rosemary infected her friend. Her friend ends up behind the screen, the movie screen.
Yeah.
They moved till then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, 2 people.
And holy shit, she's a friend of mine. Probably the best line of the movie. Well, one of the best. Tony the Pimp to me is this movie.
You a piece of shit.
Out the way.
But Tony the Pimp, when everything starts going down, Tony the Pimp tries to take control of everything. And we
Like
find
pimps
out-
do. Like
Yeah,
pimps do.
Yeah, you know how to hit him with his strong
That's their
hand.
business, yeah.
Yeah.
I put that powder on the hand and slap them sometimes.
But Tony the Pimp, I guess you could say he pays the price for it, his actions. He had the best plan. The part with the hanging, that was pretty fucking cool, I thought.
Yeah. There's a lot of really good parts in the movie and a lot of really good graphic kills also. That's one thing that we should mention with this. Italian horror is a genre for people who, sometimes you'll like it, sometimes you won't. Either way, you're going to get what you paid for, which is a lot of gore, a lot of dubbing. When the people are talking, most of the time they had to film it. Everyone's speaking a different language, and then they have to dub over it in English. And, I mean, I don't want to say it's like crappy production, but it's crappy production, but the storyline and the horror is enough to make you stay with it.
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, it is. I mean, if you're a fan of gore and just straight horror movies, you have to enjoy the genre.
And I mean, you gotta stay for Demons because of Urbano. His cheesy, great, awesome acting.
Yeah, they're 5-star actors.
Well, what about the vent scene? What do you think about that?
That one was pretty crazy. She was coming through that vent a little quick.
Yeah.
That I probably would have shit my pants.
Well, the whole time he thought someone was behind her.
Yeah.
And we find out that things were not the way they seemed.
Right. Right.
I mean, there's a lot of good in this movie, and I really do enjoy it.
Urbano's the best part of this movie.
100%.
She is
And he's
obsessed with
And he's
Urbano.
the best part of opera, too.
He is the best part of opera.
Yeah.
He is.
Cheesy awesomeness.
Well, I mean, I don't know what more can be said without school and everything in this movie, but there's a lot of good scenes, and there is a mid-credit scene. If you're watching it, you better just stick around a little bit throughout the credits. Because if you just shut it off right at the end, you're kind of going to miss something.
Guess what? I just shut it off at the end. What happens at the end?
Well, I can't tell you while we're recording, but on another note, great soundtrack, kick-ass soundtrack with the score by Claudio Simonetti.
Some of the people on the soundtrack were
Rick Springfield, Motley Crue, like Krista said earlier, Billy Idol, and more.
yeah, it's a lot of
When you got White White in the score, come on, you can't go wrong.
well, not only that, if you're into
Motley Crue, Bob. Best part of the movie.
they have Accept and Saxon on there also. If you're into the 80s hair metal and things like that, then you're just going to love this soundtrack for this movie.
Yeah, kick-ass movie, kick-ass soundtrack. I don't know, you want to go with the ratings now, or?
Yep, my rating for this movie is 7 out of 10, and that's only because I like Demons 2 better.
I actually gave it a 7 out of 10 too because of the cheesy 80s awesomeness and Urbano.
So both of you are going with a 7
Yes.
out of 10.
Yes.
Alright, well, Angry Al gave this an 8. And I actually come in at an 8.5. I fucking love this movie.
Hey, we're doing hacks now?
Yeah,
We've always been doing hacks.
I can't just give it an 8. I love it. It has a lot of rewatch value to me, and holy shit, she's a friend of mine. I can just say it all the time. But, like you were saying about the notable mention, Demons 2.
Demons 2.
I haven't seen since I was a kid, but I remember that movie. It scared the living
It is.
shit out of
It is frightening. It is. And, I mean, it kind of hits you close to home. It's all these people being terrorized in an apartment building. Yeah, in their home.
To share.
And it's really a frightening movie. And that was actually the first Italian horror movie we ever saw.
Yeah.
And we didn't even know it.
Not at the time, no. I didn't
No,
know.
not at the time.
I didn't know there was a difference.
No. It just scared the shit out of us.
Uh,
Now, we usually do our merchandise things for movies. But for the Italian horror movies, we're finding it a little hard to find things for America. I'm not sure if over in Italy and other countries they have, you know,
Toys and such.
yeah, but it's definitely hard to find here. We would say that the best things merchandise-wise is t-shirts, which you can find plenty of them. And also, oh, as a matter of fact, I believe it's Rotten Cotton has this really great demon shirt. And you can get plenty of shirts and posters on pretty much a lot of different sites. You just have to search it on Google.
It's useless to try and explain it to you. You wouldn't understand. It all seems so absurd. Hey, listen. There they go, right on the sketches. The teachers, remember?
hear them? They're going away. You hear them? Maybe we can find out where they really go.
A lot of strange things are happening. I mean, for example, when I eat at night, Hello? Hello, Frank?
Susie, do you know anything about witches?
And our second movie that we're talking about is one of my favorite movies of all time. It is Dario Argento's Suspiria. The cast is Jessica Harper, Stefani Cassini, and Joan Bennett. The original release date is August 12, 1977. And the film budget, I couldn't find exactly how much it was, but it was said to be a small budget. The IMDb summary is a newcomer to a fancy ballet academy gradually comes to realize that the school is a front for something far more sinister and supernatural amidst a series of grisly murders. The average IMDb rating is 7.5 out of 10. My summary for this movie is Susie Bannion is an American dancer who decides to go to the best dance school that Europe has to offer. Strange things happen as soon as Susie arrives at the school. In the beginning, she knows nothing about the happenings. By the end of the movie, everything is clear, and she knows what she has to do to stop evil from taking over. This movie is both beautiful and frightening at the same time. I know Bobby likes to crack jokes that it's all just light bulbs and stuff, but this movie will literally hypnotize you with the colors. It's so much red, and red is my favorite color, so I guess that's why it gets me.
I'm only teasing about the lighting. The lighting is beautiful, and the lighting is virtually half the movie.
It sets the tones
Yeah.
very well.
I tease you because I always call Dario Argento RC Argento, which, hey, I got no problem with the art. I love it. I think the colors are beautiful.
It's basically what goes on in this is Susie Bannion is pretty much the innocent American girl that goes to another country to fulfill her dreams. And oh man, she goes to the wrong school. She's trying to become a great dancer, and she picked the wrong school to do it at.
Well, okay. You figure how, as far as when she gets at the school, it's pouring down rain, thundering, right?
Yes.
She leaves. Well, a girl leaves, yelling something. Susie can't really make it out. Then later on, this girl, Rachel Rose, you might as well explain this because this is your movie.
She arrives at the school, it's pouring down rain. The taxi cab driver was being a dickhole to her, so she was already upset about that. And then she gets to the school, and there's a girl leaving, and she says something. Susie can't quite make it out, but later on, she realizes what the girl says, and it pretty much... that's when everything starts to happen. But as the girl is leaving the school, Susie Bannion knocks on a door to go into the school, and someone tells her she can't come in. Go away. So she goes away, and she comes back the following day. And when she gets back to the school the following day, she finds out that the girl who left has been brutally murdered at her friend's apartment.
One of the best scenes ever.
Yeah, I think this To start off a movie with this kill scene was fucking ridiculous. Like,
First, we have to say it's a double whammy. 2 for the price of 1. And I don't even think it was intentional for it to be 2 for the price of 1.
This happened.
But the way that it happens and how graphic it was, it's perfect. It's very violent.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's gory and everything that you love about, you know, good horror movies.
yeah, well, that heart, that kind of makes me cringe a little.
Yeah.
Every time I say it, it's just gotta suck to get stabbed in the heart. I mean, it's gotta suck to get stabbed, period. What was it, about three shots to the abdomen?
Oh, it was a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, I just said it. I think he stabbed her like 97 times. It was definitely a lot, and every stab was definitely brutal. I mean, think about that scene in Halloween 2, Rob Zombies, when Michael Myers was, you know...
I try not to think about that movie too much, but that's another story for another day.
It is, you're right.
I can see what you're referencing there.
Those stabs were pretty brutal, and that's how I feel. I felt the same kind of way watching these stab wounds happening.
Yeah, like the whole first 10 minutes with the lighting, the music, and just everything that happened, it puts you on edge, like, what the hell is gonna happen in this fucking movie?
Yeah, I mean, and the tagline for this movie is, the only thing more terrifying than the last 12 minutes of this film are the first 92. So...
I kind of think it's a role reversal though with that. Like, there's parts of this movie that do kind of drag.
Yeah.
But, like, this is like my second or third time watching it for this show, okay? And the first time I watched it, I was on edge. I didn't have a clue what was going on. I knew there was something going on at the school, but I didn't know what. Like, there's little traces, like breadcrumbs, you know? You get your little trail up to your hints of what's going on, like with the maggots. Where the maggots are leaking through the roof. I mean, that's kind of fucking creepy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pretty gross.
Huh?
Pretty gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. The first time I watched this movie, it was when Netflix had first started their streaming thing. And I was bored and was just, you know, trying to pick a random movie out to watch it. And I picked Suspiria. I think they had some kind of lame, you know, description that had said nothing for what I was about to watch.
Shocker.
Yeah. And I put it on, and I'm just like, okay, we'll see what this is about. And I put it on, and the first 15 minutes, my head wanted to explode. I mean, I couldn't believe I had missed this movie for this long. I went my whole life until that day without seeing this movie. And I mean, it easily went up to the top list of my favorite movies. Easily.
I can see why.
It definitely knocked out a lot, and it's just great. The story holds up, which we should also mention, this is part of a trilogy. Dario Argento's Three Mothers trilogy, which also includes Inferno and... Hold on, let me say that again. Which includes Inferno.
And you gotta watch it, because it's part of a trilogy.
And
Deal with it.
And it also includes The Mother of Tears.
Which is good.
Which is good. I guess he couldn't do, you know, great on all of them. But
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Basically, the Three Mothers are 3 witches that one is in New York, one is in I forget the other 2 places. One's in Europe and one's somewhere else, Russia or something, I think, or Germany.
Oh.
And basically, there are 3 sisters who are evil, and people are always trying to stop them, and they always wind up getting out. I mean, that's all I can really say, you know.
Well,
But
what are some of your favorite scenes from this movie, though, besides the opening?
From Suspiria, besides the opening, I like the ending a lot, because I wasn't really expecting the ending to be as good as it was. And once everything happened, you're kind of just like, whoa, what the fuck did I just watch? pretty much like they said, the last 12 minutes are just, you know, you go into it with an open mind and you're gonna get blown away.
Yeah, some of the shots, I mean, there's plenty to like about this movie, and some of the shots in it are incredible. I can't think about too much I don't like about this movie. Like I said, I mean, to younger viewers, it might drag a little, and they might not be as into it, but anyone that likes good storytelling will really like this movie, I think. And
Yes. Some great parts of this movie, some people, even younger people might like, is the barbed wire scene, where it's the whole room.
yes.
The blind guy with the eye-seeing dog, and the living dead scene.
Yeah, there are some great scenes in it. Great
Yeah.
kills in it.
The barbed wire scene didn't get me too much, but that Living Dead scene with that
Could
laugh.
you imagine that happening to you?
Oh, the barbed wire?
Scene?
Yeah, well, the messed up part is she was making it out. And then what happens, you know?
She thought she was making it.
Yeah.
She wasn't going nowhere.
Well, all I know is the first time that I watched the movie and she jumped out of that little tiny window and landed on barbed wire, I said, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like, I couldn't even believe it. Like, you think she's home free.
That
Like,
kind of
yes.
crap.
And then you're just like, what the fuck?
Dun, dun, dun.
Well, that's the thing with this movie, too. It seems like if you're a friend of Susie's, you could kiss your ass goodbye.
You're a goner.
Not really, because I mean, they would have already been gone. She was just there, and they screwed her, pretty much threw her under the bus. If she would have met them, then, I mean, she could have stayed and been fine, like her aunt was.
Well, yeah, that's true. She had an aunt that went to school also.
I just really think that the unfolding, like I said, the beginning, you have the girl leaving, saying something. Throughout the movie, Susie ends up figuring out what she was saying about a secret iris. I really thought that was clever. And a lot of this movie is clever. I haven't seen Mother of Tears or Inferno, so I can't go off and tell you anything about them, but I really enjoy Suspiria.
Why didn't you watch them before we did this show?
I will get to them eventually. I'm a busy man. And Arce Argento, as much as people love him, and I do love this movie,
Artsy Argento.
but Opera is my favorite that I've seen thus far of his.
Okay.
And
That's fair.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna knock it. Like, I really enjoy Suspiria, and I do want to see the other movies, so I have a better understanding of the Three Witches.
They should have had her Bono in part 2.
Shut
Yeah.
the hell up.
That guy's in our Infernos.
They should have had Tony the Pimp in Suspiria, but
He wasn't around yet.
yeah,
He probably was still in high school.
he was still wrestling probably. Holy shit, she's a witch of mine.
Susie was trying to figure out things about the witches and the three mothers and stuff, so she was going back and finding out things that her friend had, well, not her friend, but her friend's friend, the one who brutally got murdered in the beginning. She went to her people and was trying to find out the backstories, and it all went back to the Salem witch trials and things like that, so the story definitely holds up.
Well, one other thing too, I just happened to think of this on the fly. Susie, after she's seen that ginning, as Chrissy called it, she was, you know, discombobulated,
And she got sick and they started
Yeah.
taking control kind of.
and they started drugging her.
Right.
Where,
Because they didn't want her to find out what was
Exactly.
going on.
and they counting the footsteps. There are some good, really good scenes in this that are clever. Look at, I keep, you know, beating the hammer, the nail, you know, but there are things about it that really are clever. The shots, like I said.
I think Bobby likes this more than he's putting on.
I think so.
I mean, there are just some parts where her friend is, you know, trying to tell her she's falling out and she's running from her. And from someone, and they don't know who.
Yeah.
Well, I have to mention the soundtrack to this movie, the score. It was done by Argento himself and a little band called Goblin, and it is fantastic. The music that goes along with this movie, it's perfect.
Creepy.
It's very creepy, and it really, along with the lighting and everything that we were just talking about, it really sets a creepy tempo for everything. And
Creepy. I use this as music to go to sleep to. I'm joking. That is creepy.
so, after first time I saw Suspiria, like I said, it automatically got bumped up to my favorite top 5 movies. I watched it about 6 times that day. And if I have to give this a rating, it's 57 million out of 10. Seriously, because it's that great.
Score to you,
It's
10 out of 10.
it's perfect. This movie is it's beautiful and it's scary. It's the perfect horror movie.
I too give it a 10 out of 10 because the makeup and effects and the lighting, the music, everything was just great.
Yeah, well, I mean, for a movie coming out in 1977, it had a lot of stuff going for it, honestly. And I honestly had a question. Is this the first of the Mother of Tears?
Yes,
Okay.
It's this, then Inferno, then...
the Mother of Tears. Oh, the Three Mothers trilogy, you mean?
Yeah, 3
Yes,
minutes.
this is the first.
Assuming. Angry Al rated this a 7, which I know.
And I want to punch her in the face for it. She didn't like it so much. She didn't think it was as good, and
That, and then again, she did watch it while working, so probably on her phone or something. Yeah,
well,
so-
this is we should probably say that this is definitely a movie to watch at home on your big TV in the dark.
With the volume.
Yeah,
turned
in
all the
surround
way.
sound. And I mean, if the pictures on the TV don't get you, the soundtrack definitely will.
Alright, well, that's her rating. Don't shoot the messenger. I give it, drum roll please, an 8.5.
What?
It's 8.5 today. What the hell?
This movie does have a lot of rewatch factor, but I mean, after I've seen it the first time, and you girls know, I'm the type of guy that can watch a movie once and be done with it for a few years. Okay? This movie, 8.5 is a damn good rating. It ain't a 10, but it's pretty
Exactly.
damn close. It ain't a 7 either. But I enjoy it. I love the colors. I love the story. I love the kills. And I love Elena Marcus. I love you, Elena.
So there were no other ratings? Nobody else handed in any ratings to you?
We had a couple people on our Instagram. Ricky Hayes, who, by the way, thank you for all the love you give us, Ricky. He gave Suspiria an 8 out of 10. And then we have Paul McCrow gave Suspiria a 10 out of 10. And he also gave Demons a 10 out of 10 and said the Demons has a lot of rewatch value to it.
Yes, it does.
Urbano. I said it.
Some fun facts for Suspiria are that this is the first film of the Argento Three Mothers trilogy, which we already mentioned. Director Dario Argento had the band Goblin help compose the creepy music. He then would play the soundtrack very loud on the set to unnerve the actors to get a real scared performance. When Dario Argento wrote the script, he actually wrote it for 12-year-olds attending the school.
Yes.
And his father, the producer of the film, Salvatore, said that he had to change it because it was too violent for it to be happening to children. So some of the things that he did, he just changed in the movie, basically just the actors. He did not rewrite the script at all. So that's why it sometimes seems like they're a little naive and childish and, you know.
the doorknob knobs are high. Like, they have to reach up.
Could you imagine a movie like this with 12-year-olds? It'd have been even fucking scarier, I believe. What the fuck?
You know how many places it would have been banned from?
Yeah.
Exactly.
We probably still wouldn't have seen it yet.
It'd have been the witch version of Cannibal Holocaust.
The woman who played Helena Marcos is not listed in the credits. Jessica Harper, the star of the movie, has been quoted as saying that she was a 90-year-old hooker that Argento found on the streets of Rome.
I thought it was Argento in makeup.
No.
A hooker?
Yeah, a 90-something-year-old hooker that they found on the streets of Rome.
Yeah. But Rome has some weird taste.
In an interview, Jessica Harper said that filming the movie was very difficult because everyone spoke different languages. She spoke English, everyone else spoke different languages such as, Italian, German. So it made communicating difficult, and what they did was they would still say their lines when they were supposed to say it, and it worked out, but like I said, it just has that factor of the overdubbing. So it's always going to seem like people are, like a kung fu movie and stuff like that. A lot of Italian movies are like that.
Or any Godzilla movie you ever seen. Here he comes! Mouth moves 2 times.
The film was supposed to star Daria Nicolodi, who is actually Argento's girlfriend at the time and mother to his child Asia Argento. But he decided to go another way, and Daria can be seen in the film when Susie is walking through the airport. And she also provides the voice of Bobby's favorite person, Helena Marcos.
I love you!
And apparently from this movie on, and movies before this, I should say, Argento kind of made his own kind of trademark thing that people have labeled him with, that someone has to die, or, be thrown through a window. They have to die from being crashed through a window, or just be crashed through a window.
Well, who doesn't like the sound of broken glass?
Who doesn't like seeing someone get thrown through a window?
Sliced and diced by some glass.
Right.
Maybe it's an artsy Argento fetish. Oh, girl, while I'm banging you, you bust your head through a window.
What the hell just happened?
Proceed.
And something else I saw, I'm not sure if it's true or not, because actually I did watch Inferno yesterday, and I didn't really pay much attention to it, as usual. Someone said that the guy who plays the cab driver in Suspiria also plays the same in Inferno. So, that's that. For the merchandise, it's kind of the same thing along with Demons. These are foreign films, and it's kind of hard to find this stuff in America. You can find t-shirts, though. I have several myself, and they're all great. Some other Italian horror movies that we'd want to mention for you to watch, if you want to get into the genre, we should say anything Argento, pretty much. He has...
I don't know. I've heard about the recent Argento.
I started watching and turned it off. Well, I should say we have Opera, we have Deep Red.
Now, would you call Deep Red a horror?
I think it
I
was.
heard a lot of people classify that as a mystery.
No, I think it was. You have the Felucci movies.
Sometimes mystery is horror, really.
Yeah, I think Deep Red was, because it was a lot of crazy kills and stuff, so I would consider it horror. You have the Zombie, you have Zombie 2, Zombie 3, you have Let Sleeping Corpses Lie, House by the Cemetery, Beyond, City of the Living Dead, The New York Ripper, Black Sabbath, Black Sunday, Cannibal Holocaust. Yeah, that's just to name a few if you want to get into the genre. Those are kind of the must-watches. You must watch them if you want to watch Italian horror movies. But I'm not saying that they're all good because they're.
Because Cannibal Holocaust isn't.
You know what? How about I just scratch that off the list and just say, just don't watch that. Just take my word on it.
Someone
Just
might want to.
don't
if
watch
you're into
that.
Animal fucking killings on the screen, by all means.
I still haven't seen that.
It is garbage. It's overrated. Piece of shit, in my opinion.
Jesus.
All right.
Sorry.
So definitely notable mentions. Like I said before, if you watch Suspiria and you like it a lot, just finish up the trilogy, the Three Mothers trilogy, Inferno, and the Mother of Tears. Inferno, it has some good kills in it, but it's really corny, and the Mother of Tears is really good though.
Podcasters around the world, are you ready? In this home invasion throwdown to the death, introducing first the trio of the Strangers. The Man in the Mask, Dollface, and the Pinup Girl.
Why are you doing this to us?
Because you were home.
And their opponents, the animalistic trio from your next. The Lamb, the Tiger, the Wolf.
I'm just trying to think of reasons why I should kill you.
There is only one thing left to be said. Let's get ready for the dream battle to the death.
And up next is our versus battle, which is a 6-person versus match to the death. The trio from The Strangers versus the trio from Your Next. Bobby, who do you have winning it?
My money's on The Strangers.
Chrissy?
I chose Your Next.
My choice is the girl from Your Next. She's gonna kick all their asses.
Yeah, well, there's my girl.
She's not in
The girl, Erin.
Alright, let's go into this and find out who wins. Because we're going to debate this shit either way. It's 2 against 1. Let's see if the Strangers come out on top. Because they did it all because they were home, alright? Motherfuckers.
Right.
Okay, so in The Strangers, we have a group of 3 little weirdos wearing masks that just appear in this house of this couple who I don't know.
Appear.
I don't know what the hell happened with them before that. They were at a wedding or something.
He proposed to her.
Oh yeah, he
To Liv
proposed
Tyler
to
and
her.
hey man, just marry Steven. That's close enough.
Anyway, it was a pretty. They came in the house pretty sad, and then these people just show up and start fucking with them, and
They deserved it.
they deserved it.
Yeah,
Why?
they were home.
They were home. That's the only reason that they got.
They answered the door.
Yeah.
Whereas
Don't answer their door at 3 a.m. in the middle of the woods. What the fuck is wrong with you?
and for Your Next, if you know, we all know this story.
Yeah, just try not to spoil it, because there may be some out there who haven't seen it.
This is three freaks that come into a house and start attacking a family wearing
Animal masks.
Yeah, animal masks. A fox, a sheep, and what was
Tiger.
a tiger. And you know, they just I'm going with Your Next because they had weapons. And
That's what I said.
the Strangers didn't.
They were more psychological, where Your Next, they had bullets and arrows to back their
Yeah,
shit
I'm not saying that the Strangers weren't scary, because they
Yeah,
were.
They were scary.
They were
'Cause that could
creepy.
happen to anybody.
But they didn't really do anything until the end, and then it was kind of
they mainly fuck with you.
Yeah.
The whole movie.
But You're Next, they came out.
They started off with a bang.
Yeah. Literally.
Alright. Let's go into this, and we'll save the rest for the debate.
Okay.
We'll find out who the winner is.
Okay.
Incomplete and utter bullshit.
Somebody's mad because their side didn't get picked.
Alright, I'm gonna try to do this without giving away anything from either movie.
Okay.
All I'm gonna say is 3 guys wearing animal masks.
Who are completely
Who are armed, yeah. Okay.
armed and have
armed.
everything.
Get manhandled. And I'm gonna just leave it at that, because you both know what I'm talking about. They get manhandled by a person.
Okay.
Okay, and the strangers are still out there. They didn't get caught.
Because Liv Tyler's a little bitch.
All I'm saying is, like I said before, I think the strangers would have this psychologically. They would punk out them 3 animal mask wearing
no
bitches.
way. No way. Before the strangers even get to show up in the background, they already shot him in the face with an arrow. Get out of here.
I don't know. I think they're both smoking crack, and anyone who voted for Your Next is smoking something, man.
Haters go hate.
Pretty much.
Bobby, just look for the magic.
And that's pretty much all we have right now for our Italian horror episode.
Are you happy?
I am so happy because I got to put Suspiria out there. It's the greatest movie. I know, I say that about everything, but Suspiria is great. It holds up. Next week we'll be doing Bobby's show, which is The Burning, which is great, and also Sleepaway Camp, which
is also great.
I hate. We're gonna call this the camp weekend.
No.
Camper's Delight. So we'll be doing The Burning and Sleepaway Camp, and also our category next week is what are your top 5 vampires?
And once again, you can reach us through our Facebook page by sending us a friend request at Harris Horror. On Twitter, give us a follow at Harris Horror. Did I say Facebook Harris Horror?
Yeah, Harris
Facebook,
Hour.
send us a friend request at Harris Hour. I'm sorry. Twitter at Harris Horror Hour, and on Instagram you can give us a shout out, a like at Harris Horror Hour.
Alright, that's all we have. Thank you very much for listening. Tune in next time.
Peace!